Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva. Risimha Vamana Śrī Madhusudana Rajendranandana Shyama. Utana Gatana Kaitava Shatana Jaya Dasharathi Rama. Yashoda Dulala Govinda Gopala Vṛndāvana Purandara. Gopi Priya Jana Ratika Ramana Bhuvana Sundarama. Ravanandakara Makhana Taskara Gopijana Vastrahari. Rajera Rakala Gopa Vṛndāvana Chidari Vansidhari. Yogindra Bandana Śrī Nandanandana Brajajana Mayari. Nadina Nirada Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamshi Bihari. Yashoda Nandana Kamsani Sudana Nikunjara Savilasi. Kadamba Kanana Rasa Parayana Vṛndāvipina Nivasi. Ananda Vardana Premaniketana Mulashara Jajakadama. Gopangana Chita Vinodana Samasta Guna Ganadhama. Jivana Devi Parayana Manasa Chandra Chakora Namasudharasa Yao Krishna Jasha Rakho Vachana Manamora Vibhavarishasha Malokankarisha Nidrachani Uttajiva Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda Satyānya Satarine Jaya Śrī Kṛṣṇa Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Пойте. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jadavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jadavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jadavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Shri Gauranitai ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Nantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Vṛndāvana Śrīmad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Эти камеры вплотную, может быть, не очень хорошо, чтобы как-то видно было аудиторию тоже. Мне интересно смотреть, вплотную поставить, смотреть на чего.
That's not interesting when we have such a close-up at me.
Более интересно.
Try to find another angle so that everybody would see the listeners.
Итак, книга Кришна, Верховная Личность Бога.
Krishna, the Supreme Personality Godhead,
покорение
chapter
Кали, продолжение.
16, continuation.
Мы прочитали, как Кришна решил покорить змея Кали, наказать его.
We read how
Наказать
Krishna
его за
decided
его
to
ядовитую природу. Хотя
punish
вы
Kali.
видите, что тот, кто следует своей природе, не совершает греха.
But
Но во Вриндаване этот принцип
it
не
is said
работает.
that the one who follows his or her nature doesn't
Поэтому он
commit
не
the crime.
убил, а изгнал Вриндавана. То есть такой
So,
природе в Вриндаване нет места.
but Kali's nature, there
И
wasn't
если
place
мы
for Kali's
культивируем
nature in
настроение
Vṛndāvana.
Вриндавана,
That's why
это
Krishna
относится к
didn't
любому
kill
месту, где мы это
Kali.
делаем.
He just
Не только к тому месту
chased him
Вриндавана,
out
Каума, который проявлен на земле,
from Vṛndāvana.
но в любом месте в Исконе также относится к этому, к храмам, к центрам, к хатам.
And when we think of it, we should consider that Vṛndāvana that is represented, manifested on earth, is not only in that place of Vṛndāvana, but also in every ISKCON's temple.
В материальном мире там есть свои отношения, свои законы, как бы они тоже описываются.
In material world there are its own laws.
Природу он может жить змеей много жизней, даже есть отведенные для этого места и планеты, довольно высокого
From the point of
уровня.
view of material laws, he could have lived as a serpent for many years. And sometimes he could have enjoyed the life more than demigods. In material world, those different natures, they interact and they cause troubles. That's why we got some questions. Why is that so? On the earthly level, there is not that harmony as it seems to us. But namely, on this level, these questions could be answered. That this the nature being mean cannot exist in spiritual world. So when we are in Vṛndāvana, we should reject our bad side. And this rejection needs a great deal of purposefulness and the support of spiritual master. Because living being is eternally conditioned. Nevertheless, it isn't difficult for Krishna at all. So, like we've seen in this Leela, Krishna danced on Kali's heads, and so he purified him. Although it wasn't pleasant for Kaliya, and that's what we can feel sometimes, that our service, in our service we can feel some bad feelings. We can have some sufferings. Because material nature, because he was revealed from material nature, and that was painful. In the end, he lost all of his forces and he subdued. And from the outside, it looked as if he was worshipping Krishna, because all of his head seemed like bowing down to him. So those who observed it could have said that that was a devotional service. That was very beautiful. He was bowing with his heads, and everybody felt so much joy. Saras were dancing. So Kaliya was suffering, but everybody else, all the rest, were happy. It seemed as if he put down his heads for Krishna to dance with. So Krishna accepts his service, but Kaliya is in a very difficult position.
И тут
So,
подходит Нагапатни.
at this point,
Были жены,
Nagapatnis
зеркали
appeared.
были там, женщины-змеи. Они
Nagapatnis are
одели красивые
women
одежды, говорится здесь,
serpents.
они себя привели в порядок, чтобы
They
придать
dressed
на
up.
Господа, обратиться к Нему с
They
молитвами.
dressed up
Наклонили
nicely
ладонями,
to be ready
эти
to address
змеи
God.
подошли к
So they came
Кришне.
up to Krishna.
Нагапатни стали молиться Господу.
Nagapatnis began to offer their prayers as follows.
Молитву полубогов еще, когда Кришна был в утробе Деваки.
We remember the
Приводится еще молитвы.
prayers of demigods when Krishna was
Нагапатни. Жены злобного
in
змея.
Devaki's
О Господь,
body.
Ты ко всем
But now,
относишься
these are the
одинаково.
prayers of Nagapatnis. O dear Lord,
И
you
не
are
делаешь
equal to
различий
everyone.
между
For
своими
you there is
сыновьями,
no distinction
друзьями и
between your
врагами.
sons, friends, or enemies.
Наказание, которое
Therefore,
Ты
the
так
punishment which you
милостиво
have so
назначил
kindly offered
Кали,
to Kaliya
вполне
is
заслуженно.
exactly befitting.
О Господь, Ты
O
явился
Lord,
для того,
you have
чтобы
descended
уничтожить все
especially for the
силы,
purpose of
нарушающие
annihilating
спокойствие
all
в этом
kinds
мире.
of disturbing elements within the world.
И поскольку Ты
And because you are the
абсолютная истина,
absolute truth,
Твоя
there is
милость и
no
Твое
difference between your
наказание
mercy
равноценны.
and your punishment. We think
То есть тут взгляд несколько со стороны, они, конечно, привязаны к мужу.
Yeah,
Но
so this
смотрите,
is
они не
the
глупые, они понимают, что он
the
греховен.
point of view from outside.
Он заслужил наказание.
Although they are very attached to their
Поэтому дальше
husband,
они понимают, что
they
это
speak
вполне правильно.
as if it
Не
wasn't
возьмите,
so.
нет,
They
не осуждай
understand
Господа.
that
Ты
Kaliya
почему воровал
did
наше
wrong,
жилище,
and
почему
so
ты
that
так поступил с нашим мужем? Мы тут живем вообще.
yeah,
Нет,
they,
ничего
they,
подобного.
they are not
Они
they
сознавали
accept fully
это
Krishna's
положение, эти
punishment
отношения, они видели.
because they
И
realize
они сказали, что да,
Kaliya's
это заслуженное
position,
наказание, ты вообще
and
равно ко всем относишься.
so they say,
И
Krishna,
наказание это
you treat
не от
everybody
твоего
equally.
пристрастия какого-то, или отвращения к кому-то.
You
или
don't have any
привязанности к
passion
кому-то.
for somebody, any attachment for
А другая
somebody.
причина. Причина в том, что вот это Калия греховен.
But another reason
природа.
is that Kaliya is sinful. That is his nature.
Не поступки, а
Not
природа греховна.
not his
Это
deeds are, but his nature is.
Ладно за поступки, но я никогда не прошу прощения за свою природу.
Okay, so
Хотя
deeds
она
can be
природа
punished, but we never ask to
Ага.
forgive us for our nature.
Я не прошу прощения. Знаешь, что если пуджари заходит в алтарную, он должен там омыться, он там телки все поставить. Все
I know that if Pujari comes in to the temple, he should wash his body, wear tilakas, and do everything.
В этом материальном теле сейчас вот зайдет непосредственно прямо в алтарь Господу и будет ему
So
предлагать.
it seems like it can be seen as if the Pujari would have asked to forgive him for what he does.
Языком бхакти это так нужно понять. Но языком ритуалов, очищение, правильно, очищение. А почему очищение? Для чего? Ничего не чистый, что ли? Да, не чистый, вот что делать. Итак, люди, конечно, иногда раскаиваются, просят прощения за свои грехи, ошибки.
Sometimes people ask for forgiveness for their deeds.
Твоя милость и твое наказание равноценны. Мы воспринимаем наказание Кали как благодеяние.
We consider that your punishment is a great mercy upon
большой
us.
милости к нам.
Because when you punish someone, it is to be understood that the reactions of his sinful activities are eradicated. It is already clear that this creature appearing in the body of a serpent must have been overburdened with all kinds of sin. Otherwise, how could he have the body of a serpent? So they say that this material nature is the product of the sins. That's what needs to be purified.
Могла она получить такое тело? Танцуя на его головах, ты отчасти снял с него
Your dancing on his hoods has reduced all the sinful results of actions caused by his having this body of a serpent. It is therefore very auspicious that you have become angry and have punished him this way. We are very much astonished to see how you have become so much pleased with the serpent who evidently performed various religious activities in the past lives that pleased everyone. So he has received that Lord's mercy. So he should have done something very good in his previous lives. Not only he was sinful. He must have undergone all kinds of penances and austerities, humbly honored others, and executed universal welfare activities for all living creatures. So if he is so if he has so much virtue, how he could have been born as a serpent? The Nagapadnis confirmed that one cannot come in contact with Krishna without having executed pious activities in devotional service in his previous life. As Lord Chaitanya advised in his Shikshashtaka, one has to execute devotional service by humbly chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, thinking oneself lower than a straw in the street, and not expecting honor for himself, but offering all kinds of honor to others. That's the reason what has happened to Kaliya. Prabhupada shows it. So, yeah, you see? So we can understand that Kaliya was a great devotee, but at the same time he became proud. And that is very serious. It's the main thing we should think about, not to become falsely proud. Serving Krishna, we can't forget about that. We think about such elevated things, but we are on the level of mind. And we can think sometimes that this is our spiritual pride, but it is not so. The Nagapadnis were astonished that, although Kaliya
что Кришна своими лотосными стопами касался его голов, совершал преданное служение и грехи одновременно.
So Kaliya, he committed crimes, but he committed devotional service, but also he did some crimes,
это не могло быть результатом обычных благочестивых поступков.
Certainly, this was not the ordinary result of pious activities. These two contradictory facts astonished them. Thus they continued to pray, "O dear Lord, we are simply astonished to see that he is so fortunate as to have the dust of your lotus feet on his head. This is a fortune sought after by great saintly persons. Even the goddess of fortune underwent serve austerities just to have the blessing of the dust of your lotus feet. So how is it that Kaliya is so easily getting this dust on his head? We have heard from authoritative sources that those who are blessed with the dust of your lotus feet do not care even for the highest post within the universe, namely the post of Lord Brahma, or the kingship of the heavenly planets, or the sovereignty for this planet. Nor do such persons desire to rule the planets above this earth, such as Siddhaloka, nor do they aspire for the mystic powers achieved by the yoga process, nor do the pure devotees aspire for liberation by becoming one with you, my Lord. Although he is born in a species of life which is fostered by the most abominable abominable mode of material nature, accompanied with the quality of anger, this king of the serpents has achieved something very, very rare. Living entities who are wandering within this universe in different species of life can very easily achieve the greatest benediction only by your mercy. So we shouldn't be offended at our destiny. We can survive, we can have different events in our life due to our previous deeds.
В основном неосознанно это делали. Ну и заслужили много жизней в греховной жизни.
So we have lived for so many lives in sin. We shouldn't even analyze that now. We should accept it just like that. We are in a very similar position as Kali. We have some good things that we've done, but we also have sins. That's why sometimes we suffer, just as Kali did. So Kali's wife tried to help him, to defend him. It is confirmed in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that the living entities wandering within the universe in various species of life can get the seed of devotional service by the mercy of Krishna and the spiritual master, and thus their path of liberation can be cleared. The Nagapatnis continued. We therefore offer our respectful. That's how they address him. They address him like, "Oh dear Lord." Prayers are Vṛndāvanam. It's one of the forms of devotional service. Ability to glorify God. It's the high level. To reach Vṛndāvanam, we should have Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam at first. So these are the continuous process. Well, we can say Kaliya has spent so many years in Vṛndāvana. So that atmosphere was unbelievable, everybody. So Nagapatnis listened to it, discussed all of that, but Kaliya also heard those stories. He didn't want to accept it in his heart, but Nagapatnis are women. They accept everything very close to the heart. That is women's nature. So even Kaliya's wives, they were so kind-hearted, just as women are. So they had some sort of sadhana. We therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto you, our dear Lord, because you are the Supreme Person, who are living as the super soul within every living entity. Although you are transcendental to the cosmic manifestation, everything is resting in you. You are the personified, indefatigable, eternal time. Very complicated expression. Personified, indefatigable, eternal time. So time is the energy of some personality, and its embodiment, personification, is Krishna. The entire time force is existing in you, and you are therefore the seer and the embodiment of total time in the shape of past, present, and future, month, day, hour, moment, everything. In other words, O Lord, you can see perfectly all the activities happening in every year. You can see perfectly all the activities happening in every moment, in every hour, in every day, in every month, in every year, past, present, and future.
мироощущением.
we can
Минуту.
perceive a second of time or
Называется
a
эмоции.
minute.
Но эмоции меняются.
That is called
Минуты
emotions. But
меняются,
emotions
чередуются, и
change.
восприятие этих минут тоже меняется. И собрать их в целое, скажем, один день
And
уже сложнее.
to gather them all
Ощутить
into
этот день
and to
целиком.
feel all them as
Его
one
смысл и
day,
значение.
that
Его
is very
связь с
difficult.
предыдущими днем, с будущим днем.
That
Уже сложнее, не
relations
все
of this
могут
day
так
with other
понимать
days,
время.
no,
Что
not
вы говорите, что мы не можем осмыслить год?
nobody can
Его как бы
can
предназначение
perceive
нашей
time
жизни год
like
прошел.
that.
Мы да, говорим, вот Новый год прошел. А
Not
что он
even
это дал Новый год? Ну,
speaking of a year,
какой-то аспект мы жизни своей, там, может быть, сможем осмыслить.
we
Да,
can
скажем,
only
в этом году я
realize
потерял
one aspect of our
жизнь. Или
life
наоборот, в этом году
perhaps
вот удачно
during
был
one year.
Все.
That's
Или я
it.
встретил какого-то человека, который для меня
Or we can
дорогой.
remember that we met some
Все,
person
но понять
who
вообще
was
течение
very
этих
important
лет
for us.
во времени мы не можем.
But to realize that the meaning of those years in the course of
Что вы
time,
говорите
that is
о прожитой
impossible
жизни,
for
люди
us.
задумываются и думают, так, а в чем же
What to
смысл
speak
моей
of
жизни?
our previous lives or anything
Нет
like
смысла.
that. We cannot realize those
Время
things.
дает нам задачу.
Time
Время
gives
дает нам
us
события.
some
Время дает
task,
нам испытания.
gives us
Время все дает нам необходимое, чтобы мы
some
могли
meetings,
именно познать.
some
для
sort of
познания.
events just to realize our nature.
Время властвовать рано или поздно заканчивается.
Our time to rule
Время роскоши рано или
ends
поздно заканчивается. Время материального счастья рано или поздно
somehow,
заканчивается. Время
always.
жизни рано или поздно заканчивается.
The time of
Вот многопатни говорят. Время кали
the
кончится.
time of happy life ends,
Что оно
of
будет
rich
дальше?
and wealthy life ends.
Ты знаешь. Ты это время. В этом есть какой-то смысл.
The time of life ends
Поэтому
as
они не
well.
скорбят. Потому что Кали сейчас потерял все, власть.
That's
самому
why
себе. В яде
Nagapatnis
заключался,
say
он
like
не был
this.
свет. Что от жизни? За жизнь ожидает? Сейчас
And-
Кришна определит.
And address Krishna like this.
Я умираю, оставляю это тело. Что дальше? Теперь Кришна определит.
I'm dying, I'm leaving this body. What's next?
Ты
Krishna
сам
will
вся
define.
Вселенная, и вместе с тем ты отличаешься от нее.
You are yourself the
Ты одновременно
universal
отличен
form,
от
and yet you
Вселенной
are
и не
different
отличен
from
от
the
нее.
universe. You are simultaneously
Поэтому мы
one
почтительно склоняемся перед тобой.
and different, one with and
Ты сам
different
вся
from the
Вселенная, и в
universe.
то же
We
время
therefore
ты
offer
ее
our respectful
создатель,
obeisances unto you. You are yourself the whole
управляющий,
universe, and
поддерживающий
yet you are
жизнь.
the creator of the whole
И ты
universe.
изначальный источник.
You are the superintendent and
Несмотря на то, что ты
maintainer of the
присутствуешь во
whole
Вселенной
of
в
this
виде
whole universe,
трех
and
гун
you are
аватар,
its original cause.
Брамы, Вишну и
Although you are
Махешвары,
present within this
ты не
universe
принадлежишь к
by your
материальному
three
миру.
qualitative
Хотя ты
incarnations,
причина
Brahma, Vishnu,
появления
and
разнообразных
Maheshwara,
живых существ,
you are transcendental to the
их
material
чувств,
creation.
их жизни, ума и
Although you
разума.
are the cause of
Достичь
the
тебя можно
appearance
только
of
с
all
помощью твоего
kinds of
мышления.
living entities, their senses, their lives,
Вот
their
энергия
minds, their
Кришны. Ум,
intelligence,
чувство, разум.
you are to be realized by your
Но мы не
internal
можем с
energy.
помощью этой энергии постичь Кришну.
So we can realize
Но
Krishna with the
внутренняя
help of that energy, internal.
Внутренняя энергия – это особая милость Кришны,
Internal energy is the special Krishna's
для
mercy.
которой, чтобы ее привлечь, эту энергию милости,
To attract
необходимо
this
просто искренне желание.
energy of mercy, we just have
Не
to
нужно большого
have this
разума, большого ума
sincere
или там
desire.
каких-то особых
The
разных
great
чувств.
mind or
Не при
some
помощью этого.
isn't demanded.
Нужно просто искреннее желание.
We just have to
Может, я и
desire
не обладал,
for
может
it,
быть, таким
desire of it
разумом, там,
sincerely.
божественными качествами. Но, в конце концов, Нагапатни выразили за него искреннее
Well,
желание.
Kaliya also, he was like that. He didn't have so much divine qualities, but Nagapatnis expressed this desire for him.
Но Кали искренне, жены Кали, они выражают это искреннее желание.
So Kaliya's wives expressed this
Поэтому мы
sincere
почтительно
desire.
склоняемся перед тобой, безграничным, незримым, всеведущим, центром всего мироздания.
Let us therefore
Вот то, что говорят
offer
сейчас
our
эти
respectful
жены Кали,
obeisances
это
unto
очень
you, who are
трудно. Это
unlimited,
сознание
finer
планеты
and
постоянно.
than the finers, the center of all creation, and the knower of everything.
Так, как говорится, в материальном мире не может быть постоянным это према.
It is said that prema
То есть она
cannot be
время от времени проявляется.
constant in
Как
material
в жизни
world.
змеи, там как-то
It
циклично, но
appears here from time to time in cycles. Just as Prabhupada did, he didn't manifest that prema all the time. Very often he didn't express it, so he kept it inside of him. From the outer point of view, he just lived a simple life and performed his duties. But if we think, how could he have done this? He was traveling constantly and preaching constantly. So he expressed his prema in his service. Different varieties of philosophical speculators try to reach you. You are the ultimate goal of all philosophical efforts, and it is actually only you who are described by all philosophies and by different kinds of doctrines. Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto you, because you are the origin of all scripture and the source of knowledge. You are the root of all evidence, and you are the Supreme Person who can bestow upon us the supreme knowledge. You are the cause of all kinds of desires, and you are the cause of all kinds of satisfaction. You are the Vedas personified. Therefore, we offer you our respectful obeisances.
Вы можете спросить, а как это все одновременно, вот то, что тут написано, это вся философия вед можно воспринимать.
You can ask, you can have a question. How can we realize all of this, all those aspects at the same time, simultaneously? So here we see those real concentrated realizations that are the fruit of God's presence Himself. So now they mention so many things that they couldn't have perceived before. So this is described in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. It is very difficult to keep inside this realization of God without His presence. But our full belief will not be changed if he had that darshan, that experience. That was the case of Narada Muni. He has received that darshan only once in his previous life. But that was enough to have that strong faith, strong belief that helped him to remember. That is the power of Lord's darshan. So these important things are described here. So that will affect all his further life. That was a very deciding point, turning point of his life, the meeting with God. Oh dear Lord, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kṛṣṇa, and you are also the Supreme Enjoyer. You have now appeared as the son of Vṛndāvana, who is a manifestation of the state of pure goodness. You are the predominating deities of mind and intelligence, Aniruddha and Pradyumna, and you are the Lord of all Vaishnavas. By your expansion as the Chaturyuha, namely Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Aniruddha, and Pradyumna, you are the cause of the development of mind and intelligence. By your activities only, the living entities become covered by forgetfulness or discover their real identity. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter. The Lord is sitting as the Super Soul in everyone's heart, and due to His presence, the living entities either forgets Himself or revives His original identity. We can partially understand that you are within our hearts as the witness of all our activities, but it is very difficult to appreciate your presence, although every one of us can do so to some extent. You are the supreme controller of both both the material and spiritual energies. Therefore, you are the supreme leader. Although you are different from this cosmic manifestation. You are the witness and creator and the very ingredient of this cosmic manifestation. We therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto you. So, those prayers, they end with obeisances, and those obeisances, they open something new. Obeisances are also part of devotional service. Perhaps that's archana. That devotional appreciation. So, we can see how different methods of bhakti work here. Do you have any questions at this point? Shall we continue? These are very difficult topics for our understanding, but they are also very important to us. Because these are the moments to be realized by not liberated souls, and just as we are. When we talk about Arjuna, Devaki, Vasudeva, Nanda, Yashoda, they are all liberated souls, but Kaliya, no, he is not liberated. So those things that happened to him are very important and interesting to us. We have those demigods' prayers. The 10th canto is studied even also by Brahma, but it is also meant to be read by people as well, by devotees. We can understand who thinks what about God when we read all those different prayers. In this canto we have so many kinds of different Krishna consciousness. We have read Brahma's prayers, we can read Gopis' prayers. Okay, who will you follow? We cannot perhaps understand very purely Gopis' prayers because we accept it through our material experience of married life. This is the 10th canto. But also we see things that are important for us. So what we read here, we should not neglect. Even demons offer wonderful prayers to Krishna. And so when comparing all those different prayers, we can understand who are those gopis, in fact. These things are extraordinary because we can never see those things anywhere else. So how could you give that Rasa Leela to people? That's what Prabhupada gives us. He shows us through all the different prayers. So we should study all of those chapters. Oh dear Lord, in the matter of creating this cosmic manifestation personally, you have nothing to exert. By expanding your different kinds of energy, namely the mode of passion, the mode of goodness, and the mode of ignorance, you create, maintain, and annihilate this cosmic manifestation. As the controller of the entire time force, you simply glance over the material energy, thereby creating this universe and energizing the different modes of material nature, which act differently in different creatures. No one can estimate, therefore, how your activities are going on within this world. O dear Lord, although you have expanded into the three principal deities of this universe, namely Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, for creation, maintenance, and destruction, your appearance as Lord Vishnu is actually for the benediction of living creatures. Therefore, for those who are actually peaceful and who are aspiring after the supreme peace, worship of your peaceful appearance as Lord Vishnu is recommended. So, what do we hear in this passage? The all-powerful God. I have a question then. If he is all-powerful, how come that I am not liberated still? I serve Krishna. Why doesn't he liberate me? Yeah, he can. Yes, he can. Why cannot he do that in my case? He is all-powerful. I should admit that in my life. Not just an external watcher. I should realize that in my life that he is all-powerful. The question is, why don't you do some things that you know that he is all-powerful? You should just get that consciousness. Krishna, I'm yours. And that will be the realization that he is all-powerful. He can cure, he can bring back to life, he can create universe and destroy it again. If I subdue to him, I began to realize his power in my own life. But we think karma is stronger. We think so much about our karma. Yeah, Krishna is there, but no, karma is more important, we think. Oh Lord, we are submitting our prayers unto you. You can appreciate that this poor serpent is going to give up his life. So, we see their position of wives. They are so attached to his husband, although they realize God. You know that for us women, our husband is our life and everything. Therefore, we are praying unto you that you kindly excuse Kali, our husband, because if this serpent dies, then we shall be in great difficulty. So, we can understand that perhaps Kali was a good husband. He should have been good husband. Demons are very often good husbands. Devotees are not so good husbands. I'm just kidding. I don't know who is better. We should find that out. Demons are good warriors. They follow their duties. For example, Jarasandha, Shishupala. They followed Vedic culture. Karna, for example, was a great kshatriya, but he never subdued to Krishna. But his image is extraordinarily. Krishna had a great respect towards him as to a hero.
Но Господь, все живые существа, твои дети, и ты хранитель каждого из них. Этот змей тоже относится к их числу.
Our dear Lord, every
И
creature
один
is
раз
your
его можно
offspring,
простить,
and you maintain everyone. This
хотя он, не ведая
serpent
о
is
твоем
also your
величии,
offspring,
оскорбил
and you
тебя.
can excuse him
Мы молим
once,
тебя на этот
although
раз
he has
простить его.
offended you,
О, Господь, мы
undoubtedly
хотим
without
с
knowing
любовью
your
служить тебе,
supremacy.
ибо
We
все мы
pray
твои
that he may
вечные
be
слуги.
excused this time.
Мы готовы
O dear Lord,
исполнить
we are
любое
offering our
твое
loving service
распоряжение.
unto you,
Каждый
because
может
we are
освободиться
all
от страха
eternal
и отчаяния,
servitors of your
если
Lordship.
согласится
You can
исполнить
order us
твою
to do
волю.
whatever you please.
Тут
Every living being can be relieved
мощную
from all kinds
защиту
of
дали.
despair if he agrees to abide by your orders.
Это долг жены. Защищать репутацию, честь мужа.
So, the duty of wife to protect her husband's reputation.
И Кришна это слушает, принимает эти молитвы.
That's why Krishna listens to those prayers.
После того, как
and accepts
Нагапатни
them.
вознесли молитву
After
Господу
the
Кришне,
Nagapatnis submitted their
он
prayers,
прекратил
Lord Krishna
наказывать Кали.
realized Kaliya from his punishment, released Kaliya from his punishment.
От ударов Кришны Калия
Kali
потерял
was
сознание.
already
Но
unconscious
помилованный
from being
Господа, он пришел в
struck
себя.
by the Lord.
К нему
Upon
вернулись
regaining
жизненные
consciousness
силы, и
and being
органы
released
его
from the
тела снова
punishment,
стали
Kaliya got
действовать.
back his life force and the
Сложив
working
ладони,
power of his
и Калия,
senses.
ладони у него были тоже, где-то там. Сложив ладони, он
With
стал
folded
смиренно
hands, yeah, he
молиться
had hands
Верховному
and
Господу Кришне.
he
Теперь молитвы
he
Кали.
could fold them. He humbly began to
пришел в
pray to
себя.
the Supreme Lord Krishna.
Уже он другой, очищенный.
So now
Он
Kali is
скажет:
different, he's purified.
О, возлюбленный Господь.
My dear Lord.
Чудеса какие-то просто. Невероятно. Я
Extraordinary.
родился в такой форме
I have
жизни,
been born in
что
such a
зависит
species
и
that my
злобен по
nature,
природе.
that by
Тебя
nature I'm
нахожусь в
angry and
кромешной тьме
envious,
невежества.
being in the darkest
О,
region of the
Господь, ты
mode of
знаешь, как
ignorance.
трудно освободиться
Your
от
Lordship knows
природных
well that it is very
наклонностей.
difficult to give up one's
Хотя,
natural
подчиняясь им,
instincts,
живое существо
although by such
переселяется из одного
instincts
материального
the
тела
living
в другое.
creature transmigrates from one body to another.
Мы подчиняемся природным наклонностям.
Yes, we
Бхагавад-гите
subdue
также
to our
сказано, что
nature
вырваться из тисков материальной
instincts.
природы очень
It
трудно.
is also confirmed
Но
in the
тот, кто
Bhagavad
предал
Gita
свою
that it
форму
is very
личности
difficult
Бога,
to get out
может
of the
выйти из-под влияния
clutches of
материальных
material
гун.
nature, but if anyone
Кали продолжал:
surrenders
Господь,
under
ты
the Supreme
изначальный
Personality of
творец
Godhead
гун
Krishna,
материальной
the
природы,
modes of material nature can no
создающий
longer act
Вселенную.
to him.
Ты причина возникновения различных
Kali
складов ума,
continued, You are the
в
original
соответствии
creator
с
of the modes of
которыми души
material nature,
получают
by
разные
which the
телесные
universe is
оболочки.
created.
Вот насколько просветлел Кали, смотрите. Он сейчас дает класс Бхагавата.
Well, Kali gives a Bhagavatam
Квалифицированный.
class right now.
О, Господь, я рожден змеем,
My
и
dear
потому
Lord, I am
очень
born
злобен
as a
по природе.
serpent, therefore,
Как
by
могу я
natural
поменять
instinct I am
свою
very angry.
природу
How
без
is it
твоего
then
милостивого
possible to
вмешательства?
give up my acquired nature without your
Вырваться из
mercy?
тисков твоей
It is
Майи
very
очень
difficult to
трудно.
get out of the clutches of your
Все мы
Maya.
порабощены ею. О,
By your
Господь,
Maya we
молю,
remain
прости мне
enslaved.
грехи, которые я
My dear
совершил,
Lord, kindly
подчиняясь
excuse
твоей
me for my
природе.
inevitable
Я
material
всецело предаюсь тебе.
tendencies. I
Теперь ты
surrender
можешь
unto
наказать
you.
меня или
Now
помиловать,
you can
как
punish me or
пожелаешь.
save me
Все,
as you desire.
все, вот и все.
This is it, you
Все.
see.
Вот это и есть сознание.
This is Krishna consciousness.
Как-то очень давно, в начале 90-х,
That was long ago in the
была
beginning of the
Санкиртана очень мощная на
90s,
Урале.
when
Вообще там
Sankirtana movement was very strong
И
in
одна
Russia.
женщина делала великие дела.
So one woman, she did
Она
great things.
распространила вагон книг однажды.
She distributed the whole compartment of
На
books
самом деле она
once.
чудеса творила в Санкиртане.
She really did wonders in Sankirtana.
Путешествовала там,
She
с
traveled
молодыми там, также, с
with old,
гостиницами,
with young, with everybody,
плацкартах.
all over the
холоде,
country, in
куда не
bad
заходила, стала
bad
сотником.
conditions.
Предприятия, куда-то еще.
She could
Мощно.
have gone everywhere.
Причем находила разумная очень,
And,
интуитивная,
and she
но
was very
характер был
creative
ужасный.
and very intelligent, but
Она быстро
her
как бы
personality
утвердилась
was
этим и стала
very
просто
difficult.
преданных многих. Я не знал, что с одной стороны героиня, как бы надо ее поддержать, с другой стороны она разрушает многие вещи духовные.
So she started to
Я пришел
offend
к Рахине Сути
devotees.
Прабху тогда.
And I didn't know what to
Советовался с ним,
do.
говорю, вот
I was troubled a lot.
новый
So I came to Rahini Sutta Prabhu with that question. So she's a hero of Sankirtanam,
Понимаете?
but
Также есть проблемы. Она совершает много аппаратов.
she commits so many aparatas.
И мы говорили об этом.
So we discussed that.
Он говорит, ты думаешь, мне не доставили беспокойство других преданных санкиртана, которых мы знаем сейчас весь мир? Ты думаешь, что они доставили беспокойство? Доставили беспокойство тоже.
Prahinisuda said, don't you think that other devotees who are well-known Sankirtana devotees and heroes hadn't committed any offenses?
Мы же читаем, мы же слушаем, разве мы не должны
They have troubled me so much. They brought so much troubles. He says, and then he says, she will not change. And he said, that's her nature. I was shocked. So only Krishna's mercy can. So we should engage here in devotional service, and only if Krishna gives his mercy, then she will be changed. So, in any case, it's up to a person, himself, whether to subdue to Krishna or not to do that. This is that limit that we can transcend and get into spiritual world, or remain here in material if we not transcend it. So that's what Kala says. Now I surrender unto you, and you can punish me or save me. After hearing this, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who was acting as a small human child, ordered the serpent thus. So Krishna saw that Kala had changed so much. You must immediately leave this place and go to the ocean. Leave without delay. You can take with you all your offspring, wives, and everything that you possess. Don't pollute the waters of the Yamuna. Let it be drunk by my cows and cowherd boys without hindrance. The Lord then declared that the order given to the Kali snake be recited and heard by everyone, so that no one need fear Kali any longer. So there are some devotees who can live in Vṛndāvana. There are other devotees who shouldn't do that. In fact, we shouldn't live in Vṛndāvana, according to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and Srila Prabhupada. Because we commit so many aparadhas. And this is Krishna's abode. There is no place for aparadhas in Vṛndāvana. The one who commits aparadhas cannot be the resident of Vṛndāvana. Anyone who hears the narration of the Kali serpent and his punishment will need fear no more the envious activities of snakes. The Lord also declared, if one takes a bath in the Kali lake, where my cowherd boyfriends and I have bathed, or if one fasts for a day and offers oblations to the forefathers from the water of this lake, he will be relieved from all kinds of sinful actions. The Lord also assured Kali, you came here out of fear of Garuda, who wanted to eat you in the beautiful land by the ocean. Now, after seeing the marks where I have touched your head with my lotus feet, Garuda will not disturb you. The Lord was pleased with Kali and his wives. Immediately after hearing his order, the snake and his wife began to worship him with great offerings of nice garments, flowers, garlands, jewels, ornaments, sandal pulp, lotus flowers, and nice, eatable fruits. In this way, they pleased the master of Garuda, of whom they were very much afraid. Then, obeying the orders of Lord Krishna, all of them left the lake within the Yamuna. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 16th chapter of Krishna, subduing Kali. Next chapter, chapter 17,
страшнее, чем покорение Кали даже.
We'll have some
Вот.
very,
Будем не начнем, то
very dangerous events that will be extinguishing of forest fire.
Ну, нет, не получилось. Возможно, в следующей жизни она все же не смогла этого перенести, что ее вот стали останавливать ее критику.
So the question was
Как-то
about
ее
that
вразумить.
woman devotee.
Было очень трудно принимать какие-то наставления.
So no, she didn't,
Исключена из ISKCON.
she couldn't subdue
Это
to
трагичная
God.
судьба, на самом
She
деле,
left
потому
ISKCON.
что после этого
She
она не
had
знала, что делать, как
tragic
действовать.
destiny.
Представьте,
Because
она была на
after
вершине,
that she
Махарадха, она была
she didn't know
чемпионом
how
мира
to
даже.
live. Imagine she
Вот, и
was
слава была
on the
большая, и
top
тогда,
of
в то время,
glory.
это был
She
большой ажиотаж
was the
вокруг нее.
best of the best.
Она делала больше, чем вся ята.
She did more
Просто
than
и тем не
the
менее,
whole
сторона,
Russian yatra.
поведение.
But her behavior was
Вот.
so
И она была исключена из ISKCON.
bad. So she was
Ей
excluded
подтвердил тоже,
from ISKCON.
что да, придется так сделать, может быть, это поможет ей.
Yeah, so
Но она не знала потом, как жить.
the leaders thought that yes,
Она
perhaps
пошла
that will
в
help her,
какие-то другие
but
группы духовные.
she
Там,
couldn't know how to live after that. She joined some other spiritual groups
Куда я пойду? Я должна как-то была жить.
because she thought, where should I go? Where can I go?
В какой-то группе, уже не
She
авторитетной.
joined some group which
Но, как
is
она сказала,
not
там не нашла
authoritative
себя.
anymore. But as she said
Но
herself,
ей
she
сказали, что
couldn't
ну,
find
ты
herself.
прощения попроси, возвращайся. И всё.
But, then she was told just ask for forgiveness and
Заболела,
come
да.
back. But no, she couldn't do that. She
Она
fell
долго прожила после этого.
fell sick and she
забрала.
died. So
Но
she
преданные
didn't have
некоторые
long
так
life
любили, уважали за
afterwards.
ее переслужение, да, и молились.
Krishna stopped her.
Какая судьба у нее была?
He stopped her life.
Но ей было
That was
тогда
her
уже
destiny.
где-то 60 лет было.
At that
Но она была
point,
очень сильная женщина,
she
физически,
was
ментально очень сильная.
she was about
Мистика, когда
60 years
экстрасенсы были в
old.
моде, она могла руками лечить, сильная энергия была у нее.
She was very
Поэтому
energetic
можно сказать.
person.
Она была
She could
интуитом, как
she
бы,
could cure with her
события,
hands.
такая
She was
мистическая
very
была, так
intuitive.
сказать. И она превосходила, конечно, обычных преданных там.
She was
Всё в служении, в действиях.
higher than
Вот, если бы не эта ее черта, вот,
normal
она себя, я думаю, не
devotee.
могла просто. Так случается. Поэтому вот не Кали, видите, вот можно развить такую
She was
гордость
very strong.
в служении. Это не то, что с этим
So,
примером отличается.
but this is a good
Каждый
example of how
может
we can have that big pride being in devotional service and how it can destroy
слава,
everything.
последователи, все это говорится в Шикшастрах.
Money, glory, followers, everything that is mentioned in Shikshastaka doesn't help us. What are the criteria of spiritual growth for a devotee? Yeah, this is this famous verse from Shikshastaka.
Но смирение можно увидеть, когда у человека есть смирение. Вот в той степени можем оценивать это. Если у меня не развито смирение, не смогу подлинное смирение познать.
If I'm not humble myself, I cannot see if anybody else is humble. But a humble person is very powerful spiritually. So other people will imitate that power. But the real humbleness can be developed only when we understand the inner process. We can understand Prabhupada's power only when we develop some qualities. But at first we have to see them. There are so many followers who just imitated Prabhupada's power.
Это смирение мы не сможем увидеть так вот.
But
Служение как лев.
But
Где смирение?
in his service, Prabhupada was
Значит,
just as lion.
не будет
So
силы,
where is his
не будет бесстрашия.
humility?
У Прабхупады все это было. То есть можно вот сквозь призму смирения себя оценивать, других также можно
So
видеть, развивать это видение.
through that humbleness, you can see yourself and other people, and you can develop that quality. You should do it. Another question. Why devotees are so much attracted by the special service of gopis?
Потому что они великие преданные гопи.
Of course, that is natural because gopis are the great servants of Krishna. It is, it attracts everybody. If you mean why are they attracted by gopi service and not attracted by other devotees service, then I can understand the question. But why are they attracted isn't a question that's clear. Another question. How can we conquer that proudness, that pride that appears when we do something good? Yeah, pride appears anyway. If we commit something good or something bad, we will be proud of it. Yeah. Even if I did something wrong, I will say something just to protect myself. Yeah, that is sadhana bhakti helps. You did something good and then go visit Mangala Arati. Discipline, service. So this order is created by service. Pride is very dangerous when it stops our service. If you did something great and you become very known and glorified, but you not give up your duties, you will be protected. If you don't want to do something anymore, if you forget your friends, if you are changed after you have reached glory, that is dangerous. That means you are in danger. But 16 rounds for principles and continuing your service, that is your protection. Continue. Another question. Can I think that Kurukshetra field is my heart? That is just a speculation, but it can help you to fight your anarthas. This is a speculation, of course. This is just a comparison. We should understand that as an allegory.
Вот его перевод, комментарий, пользуемся этим. Да, вопрос у него.
Скажите, пожалуйста, если я правильно понимаю, каждый из демонов справлялся с какими-то анархами, которые присущи человеку. Получается, когда Ария он был опустошен, получается, из именно этого недостатка его сила была здесь
So when Kali was exhausted, when he has lost his power even in material world, Yeah. So why didn't Krishna kill Kaliya, but just purified him?
Здесь сыграла роль его благочестивая природа какая-то, о которой жены говорили.
That was due to his some
Вот эти обстоятельства Кришне
pious
понравились.
activity in his past. So those
Поэтому он оставил ему жизнь в
events
теле змея, но уже
were
делал
important from that point of view. Why he kept his life?
так Кришна был.
Because his wives
Тоже пример,
prayed for
тоже
him.
хороший пример.
It's a good example.
А?
Very inspiring.
Не так, что Кришна за любую анарху сразу убивает, да?
It's not as if
Было бы
Krishna
странно.
kills us for
Когда
each and every
примерно
anarchy.
смерти уже сейчас, понимаете?
Then all of us are
Поэтому мы
dead
читаем
bodies
Акари, думаем, вот
already.
у нас есть шанс.
But this story shows us that we have chance.
Он очищает от анарх.
He purifies us from our
Странные
anarthas.
примеры.
These are very interesting examples. So we can say that Kaliya's consciousness has become purified.
Потому что Калия, смотрите, он же не
Why
хотел
then
его
he
сам
left
по себе, не
Vṛndāvana?
искал его, как демоны другие.
Well, Kaliya
Когда он сам пришел,
didn't look for
другие тоже искали
Krishna
его, чтобы
just to
убить
kill
его.
him.
А Калия жил себе спокойно,
Kaliya
он
lived
спрятался
his
в огороде просто.
peaceful
Он
life.
шел себе, прибежище, жил, знал, что
He
окей,
found
окей,
his
он этому не учил, да,
boat,
да,
his
всё было
shelter.
хорошо.
Well, that was his
Природное озеро
nature.
никому не принадлежит, занял.
He occupied
В чем он был
that
виноват?
lake,
Там об этом
which
много говорили уже на
was
Калии.
free.
А в чем он был виноват? Он же
What's his
природная такая,
What's
врожденная
his
такая.
guilt?
То есть он же безгрешный на самом
That's
деле.
what
Кришна сам прошел
Kaliya
его.
wives say. That he just
Сам
followed
прошел
his
это. И
nature.
Калия
But
защищал свои
Krishna
владения
came to
просто.
him by
Зависит,
himself.
конечно, он не потерпел этого. Хозяин
But at
защищал
first,
своих жен, свое богатство,
Kaliya
имущество.
felt as if he was the
Тоже
master
справедливость.
of the lake.
В чем проблема? Кришна был неправ.
Yeah, he thought that
Ну,
Krishna,
со стороны закона такого.
from the
Поскольку
point
это
of
был
view
Вṛндāvana,
of simple
Калия этого
law,
не понимал.
Krishna
Но
did
он не
bad
то место
thing.
нашел,
He just
потому что
intruded
он
into
взял,
some lake
посмотрел, что
which
там
didn't belong to
теперь
him.
Кришны живут, а Кришна не потерпит эти вещи. Это его обитель.
But this is Krishna's abode.
То есть такие вещи, такая ситуация.
This is what situation was like.
Он был прощен, очищен.
He was
И Кришна
forgiven,
показал ему, где ему
purified,
лучше быть. Ты раньше жил там у океана, ты
and
огород
Krishna
себе
showed
избрал всех
him
мест.
the
Ну, сейчас
place
тебе никто не отпустится, который
where
ты
he
сильно боишься.
should better be.
Сейчас отпечатки стоп он увидит на головах твоих, и все.
You should come back to the ocean because now Garuda will see my footprints on your heads and he will not touch you.
Там ему поклоняются, змеи поклоняются. Я так слышу, я не видел его там ни разу. На Фиджи я не был.
I
Но
haven't
кто-то говорил,
I
какие-то
heard
слухи ходят, что змей какой-то там живет. Такие.
that he lives
Да,
now.
да. Местные
at
жители, спросите
Fiji.
их. Они расскажут.
I haven't seen it
Кто-то
myself,
видел.
but the people who live there, they say
Интересовался
that
было.
there is some serpent
Ей нужно
there.
дать корабль туда, что она отправится сразу же. Ну, давайте вопрос.
Okay. I wait for your questions.
Трагично могла бы, да, все кончится. Да, ты сейчас будешь фантазировать, и так, и сяк, эту ситуацию разбирать. Но все это уже было предопределено.
Everything was predestined. We can think in this way, on that way. You will speculate right now. You will tell me this could have happened and that would have happened, but now that was inevitable.
Если бы что? Если бы он не был Вṛндāvana, Garuda бы съел его просто.
What would have happened if Kaliya hadn't been in Vṛndāvana? Garuda would have just eaten him and that's it.
Рассказывай. Один вороной стал, другой змеем. Мы уже демоны, какие проблемы? Мы уже этот путь, уже пришли к этой точке.
We are demons already.
Благословение. Проклятие уже все исполнили. Не переживай, Господь уже пришел.
But we already have all the blessings. Don't worry, Lord Chaitanya has already come. How can we learn to control our speech?
Для этого нужно говорить слова правдивые и приятные.
To do that, we should say
Если таких слов не находишь, молчи.
the words that are full of truth and that are pleasant. If you cannot find those words, just keep silence. Anger is the main reason of people's bad speech. It's very difficult to control your anger. Anger is the basis of godless living. In anger, he cannot understand anything. He just feels that agitation. He should say something, do something. Therefore, we should engage our tongue in two ways. But we should eat prasadam and talk about Krishna. That's how our tongue will gradually become controlled. Will go under control.
Лесть — это ложь. Какая разница? Ложь, плохая реакция будет. Последствия плохие. Неважно, приятная, неприятная, ложь есть ложь.
Спасибо за лекцию. Скажите, что значит освобожденная душа? Чем она отличается от остальных?
Can you explain what a liberated soul is? Liberated soul doesn't live in a material world.
Что такое, вы спросите, законопослушный, порядочный человек?
You can ask who is an obedient person. He never lives in a prison if he follows law. It's beyond our experience. But if you ask what are the signs of liberated soul in the material body,
Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma Nashati.
Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma Nashati. That is Arjuna's questions. What are the signs of a person who is liberated? And it is described that he is equal to this dual nature of this world. These are the symptoms of liberated soul. There is no difference between friends and foes for him. He doesn't become agitated when he sees gold. These qualities are described. Next question is,
Хари Кришна, дорогой Гуру Махарадж, мои поклоны. Вера является следствием горячего желания, а это желание является следствием веры. С чего же начинается настоящая вера?
faith is the result of fervent desire, and desire is the result of faith. How can we start?
Или доверие называется это.
Faith,
Желание переходит в доверие.
our desire becomes our trust.
Вера и желание здесь как синоним можно рассмотреть. Очень близкие понятия. Как она проявляется, эта вера? В желании.
Faith and desire are the synonyms. How our faith can be manifested in a desire.
Того, кто наделен верой.
But how can we get that faith? We can get it from someone who has already have it. So we can get inspired by such a person. Nobody of us have desired to become a Krishna follower, but still we have become such people. Yeah. For example, yeah. How do we become Krishna followers if we didn't want to be once?
А в другом не опасно. Если там нет веры, что какая? Ну, Кришна там или кто, кому что, пожалуйста. Меня это никак не касается, я русский православный человек, например. Или я мусульманин. Но если там такая вера, такие знания, как вы можете? Хотите, не хотите, это переносится.
So that faith, it can be transmitted into onto other people. If it is very strong. All that people are looking for in different religions are faith and knowledge. Knowledge and faith are the final factors. Well, I can consider myself a Christian or a Muslim, but when I meet some great saint, I will follow him. It depends on where will I meet this saint person. If I meet him in Christianity, I will become Christian. That's why we can say that faith is being transmitted. In Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter, verse 12. Why Krishna service is more difficult than yoga? Ashtanga yoga is a more authoritative process, and it is called uplifting process of yoga. So these are the steps that follow to love to God. But we are somewhere at the bottom. But that takes, but just think how much time will it take. So, just to realize oneself and to balance one's mind, that will take already so much time before you even start the process of yoga. Look at us. We don't know at all who are we. What is our nature? So that will take so much time to reject all those false identifications and to go and look for one's own self. And then imagine you should slowly get into that state of trance, slowly, not to fall down. It is like climbing a mountain. That's a very difficult process. You need to be very careful because one mistake will cost you a fall. Bhakti yoga is it's not that you're going up, but it's coming down, pouring down from the height, from heaven. So this is the mercy that comes down to us. It's like, you can imagine, if you need to get to the 100th floor, for example, you can go by feet, on foot, you can go by staircase, or you can go on a lift. So this is our process. I do something by myself, I make efforts, and I take that mercy that comes from above. This is our process. But imagine Ashtanga yoga. You can be one step from your goal, and you can fall and lose everything. And you will be obliged to start from the very beginning, So Bhakti Yoga, have a look how protective is it. Everything that we acquire in Bhakti Yoga will never be destroyed because it comes from Krishna. It is received from Krishna. It will stay with you forever. The things that you acquired by yourself in this life, you will lose those things. You will lose all those things, and you will start in your next life from yama, niyama, and all of those simple steps from, you will start from ABC, with ABC. This is how it goes. Well, Ashtanga Yoga is a part of Bhakti Yoga, yes. Everything that is described in Ashtanga Yoga can be obtained in Bhakti Yoga, but just the way is different. The way of obtaining it is different. Bhakti Yoga is simple, but we think, no, it's too simple. Wait. I think this way would be better. This is Ashtanga Yoga. When people want those difficult ways. Well, Bhakti Yoga has everything. Who says that you won't have the fruit of Ashtanga Yoga by doing Bhakti Yoga? Why shouldn't you take a lift if it is there for you? Why do we take that difficult path? Because we are attracted by something else, by siddhas, not by Krishna. Don't think that Ashtanga Yoga is your relationship with God. Relationship is love. If I don't have love, where is my Bhakti Yoga? Well, I just serve the one who has that love. You're riding a bike, and you have a long way to go. If you will get attached your bike to a lorry, you will move much faster. Yes, out of mercy,
Какой бы вы ни были, но
someone
вы хотите.
gives you
Да,
that,
преступник совершил
um,
преступление, сидит в тюрьме пожизненно, но царь
gives you
каждые
that
10 лет
possibility.
спускается в тюрьму и спрашивает их,
Why? Because
опрашивает
you
их. И в
want
конце
it.
концов кто-то говорит, я хочу жить честной жизнью, все.
For example,
Я
you're a
готов, я больше
criminal and you're
никогда не вернусь.
imprisoned.
Да, освободите его. А вы
But
освободите. Какой толк жить в
a
тюрьме
king
пожизненно,
comes to
спокойно?
that kingdom once
Его
in a
искреннее
while,
желание и все.
and he
И все.
asks you
И царь может
whether
вас
you want
освободить.
to get
Тюремщик, да?
liberated. And if you
То есть он, ну да, может быть, ты осознал, но тебе
if
срок.
you realize your
Ну,
mistakes,
давайте.
and if you
И
want to
царь
get
может.
liberated, you will get that
Кришна
mercy from the king. Krishna can do
это
that.
бхакти-йога называется.
This is
Кришна
called
прощает
bhakti
все
yoga.
грехи. Бог.
Krishna
Поэтому
forgives
называется Бог.
all the
Иначе
sins.
почему? Ведь никто не
That's
может
why
освободить
he
от
is
греха.
called
Ни
God.
одно живое существо.
Why
Твои
else would he have been called like that? He has been called like that.
на служение. Бхакти-йога это служение.
Bhakti yoga is
Пытаемся
service.
удовлетворить Кришну и Гуру.
We have to satisfy Guru and
Всем
Krishna
служением.
and
Они
Vaishnavas by
Гуру
our
служит
service.
Кришне. Вот так я служу Кришне, помогаю ему.
I
Так
serve
Кришна
Krishna by
начинает
helping my
поглядывать на меня.
spiritual master.
Кто там служит моему преданному? Он обратит на это внимание.
That's how Krishna will pay his attention to
Ну,
you.
это же очень просто и понятно.
He will
Вообще
look
через это
like,
ничего не
who is
происходит.
there helping my devotee?
Зачем такие сложные процессы?
Why take those difficult processes?
Я голоден, дайте поесть. На тебе вот пирог.
I'm hungry,
Нет,
I'm
пирог не
hungry.
буду есть. Значит, не голоден.
Please give me something to eat. Here you go. Here you are.
Я хочу
Take
Богу,
this
хочу
pie.
Богу. Вот тебе Бог. Нет, Кришну не хочу.
No, I don't want to eat this pie. Yeah, I want to
Я
God.
не
I
могу,
want to get to God.
Не то ему.
Here is Krishna. No, I don't want Krishna.
Значит, ты не голоден.
That means
Если
you're
бы он
not
съел, вот
hungry.
только потом туда спросил, как называется.
If you're
Сначала
hungry,
съел,
you
потом
would have
спросил,
eaten that, and only afterwards would you ask how
Если ты
it is
спрашиваешь, как
called.
называется, кто сделал там и прочее,
But if
там,
you ask
вкусно, невкусно,
who
ты
has
этого
made
найдешь,
it,
нет,
where
не
was
голоден,
it made,
еще гуляй
that means you're not
в
hungry.
материальном мире. Вот когда проголодаешься, иди ешь.
And come back when you're hungry.
Напишите в интернете, что все бараны заражены вирусом. Так вы спасете всех баранов.
Yeah, you can post in the internet that all sheep are contaminated by coronavirus. That's how you will save all the sheep.
Ну, слава пандемии тогда. Видите. Не было бы счастья, да несчастье помогло.
Yeah, that's how sometimes miseries give us better ways out and better situations in our life. Miseries can bring us happiness.
Все бараны болеют вирусом. COVID-19. Знаете?
All
Все
sheep are
бараны.
contaminated by COVID-19.
Сегодня Кадыши. Все постятся.
It's Kadashi today. Are you fasting?
Видите, как просто же не есть. Это же проще, чем есть.
So you
Все
see,
выбирают есть.
this is so simple
Так же
not to
самое ее
eat.
выбирают.
Not to eat. Not to eat is simpler than
Там
to
есть
eat.
свой вкус.
That's how we choose
Вкус вот
Ashtanga
это вот
yoga.
упорных усилий, вот это героизма, там, ситхи, все,
There
что
is
я
that,
наработал сам.
that taste of
Для таких людей
those
нужен восходящий
efforts,
процесс, чтобы свои силы использовать все.
those
И когда он
efforts,
насыщает все свои силы, тогда он только начинает думать о
and
нисходящем
that
процессе.
pride that I did it myself.
Это уступка
So
для людей таких
he
вот
only
такого
thinks of the
характера,
mercy coming down
которые все
when
хотят
he
сам.
gets
Славы, славы хотят.
out of his forces.
Бхакти-йоги мы разбираем не отождествление себя.
Until that moment, he wants to do everything
Смирение.
by himself.
Нас должны уйти эти желания, плодов,
In Bhakti
славы.
Yoga, we get liberated from the desire of fruit.
Это для Кришны все.
All fruit are for Krishna.
Шри Прабхупада ки джай.